All right. It is Meat and Metal Monday. Woo! I need a
Rock and
soundboard.
roll.
I need a soundboard
You
like
do.
Nicole has, with the
Yep.
applause and all that. But anyway, we have Mike Shaw with Mike Shaw TV here as
Hello,
our
Carrie.
special guest. And we're just going to
Good to
hang
be
out.
here.
This is very informal. Okay.
Yep.
Very informal. So we're just
Yep.
going to relax and we're going to talk about, of course, carnivore and the proper human diet, that kind of thing. But we're also going to talk about music and stuff. And I've got some interesting items that I dug up after getting to know Mike a little more. And I know that he's a
Yeah.
Rush fan.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm not going to pull out the big gun yet. My
Not just yet.
my special Rush item. Yeah, we're going to give people a minute or two to,
To file in.
grab
Yeah.
their coffee. Well, they probably won't be drinking coffee. They'll probably be drinking maybe water or seltzer water. Who knows? Or they might be having a shot after the day.
It could. I mean, it is a Monday and it is 5 o'clock. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever they're going to drink. So, hey, Sean the Carnivore Trucker is here. Hey,
Sean, what's up?
How are ya?
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, man.
Yeah, we've got some folks drifting in here. It has been a Monday for sure, but it's all better now. We're going to just relax. We're going to talk a little bit about carnivore, the proper human diet spectrum, and we're going to talk about music. And hey, Susan. Susan Hampton is in the house. And after getting to know Mike a little better and finding out that he was a big time Rush fan,
Correct.
I've got a really cool find to share with him. And then I've got a couple of other just cool things that I found that I'm going to share. I'm always on the lookout. I'm going to like the used bookstores, DVD stores, places like that. And just, I'm always on the lookout for like cool vintage type stuff. So, we got somebody here watching from the Philippines. All right. Good to see you.
How about that?
Glad
Good to
you're
see
here. Glad you are here. And let's see. Oh, Keto Oregonian is in the house. All
You
right.
said it perfectly, too.
Hey, I've practiced, okay? I got that one down pat. Dr. Barry couldn't even say that one, and I've got it.
It trips everyone out. And, I grew up in Oregon, so Oregonian, that's easy for me. And then Ketovore, Oregonian.
Well, I think part of it is where the V is in the name, because the V is capitalized, and I think your brain wants to put the emphasis on the wrong syllable of the word.
Yep.
Or at least that's
Becky's
how my
just
brain
throwing
works.
everyone off. Yeah, I think Becky's trying to trip everyone up. She's punking everybody.
Yeah. Punked. You've been punked.
You got punked. You got owned.
All right. Northwest of Pittsburgh, PA, down the Ohio River. Ohio. All right.
Where would that be? Somewhere near Youngstown? Maybe.
I am not that familiar with
got
that.
a job.
I mean, I know in a very general term, so that hopefully William will comment and give us a.
Hopefully he will.
Little bit
and
of
clarify. I got a job offer in Youngstown one time. A weather guy at our station sent out a tape to the Youngstown TV station, and they saw me on it, and they called me to offer me a job. It was kind of funny.
Oh, wow.
But I didn't go. But I researched the area a little bit.
All right. Well, okay. So I've got.
Did you see that? Did you see what Carnivore Trucker put? He put, "Y'all interrupted my metal playlist," but that's all.
Oh, gosh. And then here we go. Wait a minute. Yes, y'all interrupted my metal playlist, but that's all right.
Sorry.
Well, we're going to.
Sorry, Sean.
Oh, now she's got, what if I change it to Carnivore Oregonian? Well, There you go. That would be a great name. And
That could be good
now
too.
I can say it because I know where to put the emphasis.
That's right. Either way, Becky, I think everyone's getting used to Keto for Oregonia, and I see a lot more people getting it right now. So, and then Becky was live. I can't remember where she was live, but I saw her briefly on. I got there really late, but she was on someone else's channel. So, it's real fun how we all get to be on everyone else's channels and yuck it up and get to know each other. It's our virtual meetups for those of us that can't travel, too far.
Well, look, I would still love at some point, and I've got to figure out how I can do this. Okay, we've got north of Ambridge, Pennsylvania?
North of Ambridge?
I'm still not sure where, or maybe he's saying
Ambridge.
Ambridge.
Ambridge, PA.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Christy, my friend.
Hey, Christy.
Christy. Yes, she is listening on her commute. So brighten up that commute. That's right. We have survived Monday, folks. We've made it. we have made it. It's all fun this evening until we have to get up in the morning and do it again.
It's all fun and games until someone gets hurt.
Yeah. Or until somebody has to do quality assurance on the whole application all over again.
I am so sorry.
Oh,
Barry had a day.
It pays the bills.
Barry
No, I actually really do like my job a lot most of the
Mm-hmm.
time. I mean, everybody has their frustrated, there are times when they get frustrated, irritated, whatever. Nothing is perfect all the time. So
There's no perfect job.
No perfect life, no perfect anything. So, it'll get better. It'll be okay. This time next week, that'll be done.
Is this the favorite job you've ever had?
This role is, yeah. I've been with the same company for a long time, but this role, I really enjoy what I'm doing.
Really cool. That's good. I mean, if you love what you do, then it's not like working, even though there's no perfect job.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I wanted to be a graphic artist / I don't know, like logo designer / t-shirt designer. Like when I was a teenager, that was what I spent all my time doing. I mean, I was listening to my metal bands, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Kiss, everybody was listening to my music and drawing and painting, and I would write too. And so that was, everybody swore that I was going to be like this famous artist, or a well-known graphic designer or something. And I totally ended up just like not doing that. It was, I just like took this abrupt turn. So it's really odd how that worked out.
So you work on statistics and data and spreadsheets and math?
Not spreadsheets. It's all like, basically it's in like a SQL Server database. And we just got done migrating everything to the cloud, actually, into AWS. So that was
AWS.
Yep. So that was fun. Getting that all done. But we've got a small team, but we've got 3 developers who are just like A1. They are just top-notch developers. We're really lucky to have them, considering the IT market and what they might possibly be able to, what they would be able to earn elsewhere. But we are very lucky to have them.
Yeah, my son got tired of his career and decided to teach himself enough code to get a job. He's working for Electronic Arts, and whenever they build a website or any public-facing anything, he gets to go in, analyze the code, test it, make sure there are no exploits that rights reports, make sure they get patched up if there need to be. He's kind of a white hat hacker. So
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That would be a fun job. I used to think
he loves it.
I was thinking about a few years ago when I started hearing about white hat hackers and like all the security stuff really, I mean, it's always been important, but back about maybe like 8 or 10 years ago, it really kind of started just blowing up. And I
Yeah.
considered going back to school for that. And
Yeah.
I did not,
Not too late.
but you never know. Well, this is true.
You never know. Yeah.
You sure don't.
You never know. You got
And
that carnivore calm going on, mental clarity.
I just think it would be fun to be challenging it would be a challenge, and you would be trying to break in. Now, see, I used to be a Unix back in the day. I administered a Sunbox,
Oh,
and the way that you actually bring, or at that time, when you would bring a Sunbox server back online, is you actually had to hack it. I mean, that was how you basically you had to hack it.
like hack into the kernel?
You had to hack back into it to bring it up. Yeah. And so it was really wild how that worked. And I remember the first time I ever had to do that on my own. I mean, I had done it in classroom situations and that kind of thing, but to actually do it and bring it back up myself. And I was so proud of myself because, I mean, there were a lot of steps. I mean, I'm sure now there would probably, because this was like 20 years ago. So I'm sure now that there's all kinds of automated scripts and things that are done and I don't even know. Yeah. But anyway, it was cool though. But I enjoyed that because it was that delicate operation of you had to do it just right. And you just had to, I don't know, it was just neat. And
That's
Sean
pretty
says,
cool. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just kind of doing a little segue. Sean says, hey, Carrie, if you need help with any graphic design stuff, let me know. I designed Kip's profile picture. That's great. I may take you up on that. Cool. And one thing that I'm like right now, I've got Canva. I don't have any design software per se, like where you would do things. I've pieced together like what I've got so far. Like I've actually used like some, what is that? What is that called? Hold on, and I'll tell you what it's called. It is.
Have you tried GIMP?
No, I haven't.
GIMP is really powerful.
What is this thing called? See, I'm just like brain dead, y'all. Kind of. But anyway, I've pieced together like just things like in Paint, for example, and stuff like that. But I would like to really find a good design software that I could just sink my teeth into. And Canva is good, but it's like got images that are already there and you can kind of work with them, but you have to be very careful because like I could not design a logo in Canva and be able to use it as my official logo. So like the metamorphosis and all that stuff that I did that elsewhere. Oh, it's pieced together. You wouldn't even believe what it's pieced together. It's
baling wire and chewing gum.
Yeah, spit and duct tape. So anyway, but I would like to find a really good design software. And there's so many.
Do you have an iPad?
No, I have Windows for my computer, and then I do have a very old Google tablet.
Google Chromebook.
Yeah,
like a Chromebook.
An old tablet, but I don't have any kind. I've been debating on getting.
So for an iPad, there's a program called Procreate. And if you can draw on it. You can also bring things in. It has layers. That could work. But you have to buy an iPad.
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet that there's probably something pretty close to that for Android, probably, or for, the Google machines.
Yeah, right.
But yeah. I'm in the market for something because I really want to design. I do draw things freehand and stuff, but then the trick is scanning stuff to get it into because everything's digital, of course, so you have to get it into digital format and everything. And I want to try and experiment with different medium too. Like years ago when I was messing with design, like you would take a little it almost looked like a little knife, but you would it would be like plastic, and you would like cut through it, and you would do these layered it was like each layer represented a color or a pattern or whatever, and then you would have them, and when they were all on top of each other, it made like the complete image. And this is, we're talking like 35 years ago, back when I was messing with stuff like that. So I mean, that was
back in my day.
Right.
I remember back in 1937.
Right.
Or was it 73?
You got us another Susan. We got Bruce in the house, Bruce K. We have Lisa.
Yeah. Hey, Lisa.
Fantastic.
Hey, Susan. Hey, Bruce.
Oh, well, see, Christy's got a 19-year-old artist helping her design some stuff for her channel. So that would be fantastic, too. That would give that young artist some experience, some very valuable experience. And at the same time, it'll help Christy out. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Skills with a Z.
Yes. I'm wanting to get a Galaxy Tab. Something like that is what I'm thinking of. I was very happy with the tablet I had before. It's just like ancient. It's just old. Like I had my Samsung Galaxy S5 for years until I couldn't charge it anymore. And so then I got a Note 20 when they were a year old.
The Note 20 is awesome. Yeah. Note 20 is great. I have a Tab S8. They just came out with the Tab S9s.
Mm-hmm.
And those are great. They're almost as expensive as an iPad. So I have an iPad too.
So I've been toying with the idea of getting a tablet. I do everything on my phone. I mean, to be honest, I didn't pay bills and crap on there. I mean, I just do everything on my phone.
Yeah. People do.
And I will even like play around like with doing the thumbnails and stuff through Canva. Like I just do that on my phone a lot.
That's cool.
Because they have an app. Canva has an app, and you can use it on your phone to bring in elements and it's already pre-sized. Like they have templates for like thumbnails or Instagram posts or whatever it happens to be that you're doing. And then what you do is you save design elements in there. So like I had images that I uploaded, and then you just bring your elements in, like whatever you're going to do. If you're doing a thumbnail, for example, and then you just move them around and just size them, and then you can just save them that way. So like I'll be messing with it on my phone and stuff. So. Yeah,
to all you YouTubers out there, you already know this, but Canva is a must-have for thumbnails. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know how people did it with it before that. And really user-friendly. You don't have to have, anything fancy. Canva is really user-friendly. You're right; it has limitations, but it's good. Hey, Christopher, how you doing? How's it going?
Let's see, Susan.
So, guess what I did?
What'd you do?
I did a 2-day sardine fast.
So, how'd it go?
It went really well. It kind of happened on accident, and I'm going to do a video on it tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But I was house sitting and dog sitting last week.
Oh, yeah.
You remember, right? And so those 2 days, I was like, I don't want to mess up their kitchen. I just want to make it easy. I've been wanting to do a sardine fast anyway. So I just brought some sardines with me and I made sure I rinsed them out well before I threw them out and stuff. So their place didn't smell like fish. And so I did that for 2 days. Mm-hmm. And I don't have the numbers in front of me. It'll be in tomorrow's video, but I think I lost 2 or 3 pounds and felt fine. And I love sardines, just salt and Tabasco. And it was really cool. I think I'm going to do it from time to time.
Yeah, I like sardines way better than I thought I would. Anybody who wants to get a good laugh can go back. One of my very first videos, it might be, I think it's the second video I ever did, was me trying sardines for the first time. My grandson thought it was hilarious because like the face that I made when I first opened that can, is it was strong and I had never eaten anything like that. And now I love sardines. I mean, I eat them. I eat at least one can a day. And I do use hot sauce, Frank's Original hot sauce is what I
Okay.
use. And
Is that the
it's
Piggly
so
Wiggly?
good.
I have I heard of Frank's hot sauce? I'm not sure. I'd have to look.
It's like got that cowboy on he's like a red silhouette.
Oh, okay.
Frank's Red Hot.
Y'all
Maybe you haven't heard of them, but I thought it was
maybe not.
cool.
Y'all have Piggly Wiggler over yonder, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, I thought maybe. Yeah, we don't have Piggly Wiggly here. We have Hy-Vee.
Yeah. You have what?
Hy-Vee is the name of the chain. It's a grocery store chain in the Midwest.
Oh, Keto Oregonian is pretty good in Photoshop. That was one I used it like way like I think when you had to actually like put the disk in to load your software. That's when I used Photoshop.
Yeah, right. Back in the day. Sean doesn't like Canva.
So what
Hey,
did you say what you use, Sean? What do you use?
he did up higher. I think he did mention what he used. I didn't recognize what it was, but he uses on his tablet.
Yeah, I see what he says. He designed Kip's profile picture, but I was looking. I don't.
It was after that, I
The
think.
Corel? No. No, it's Ibis.
Yeah, I don't know what
I've heard of that. Ibis Pro on your tab. Okay. That is, I'm writing that down. Well, no, I haven't. I keep forgetting. I do have another monitor, so I'm just going to, and I've got a Word document up so I can take notes.
That's pretty good.
I believe I'm pronouncing that right. I'm pretty sure I've heard of that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of it.
Let's see. We've got Carnivore Soldier in the house. Let's see. How you doing, sir? Let's see. Karen, Mrs. Hy-Vee, and Fairway. Oh, yeah, Christy. Christy did a video on making bone broth, which I thought was brilliant. I've made bone broth before, but I think I'm going to steal a recipe. And then she did this hilarious video of trying to feed it to her cat who didn't like it. Her cat just likes seafood.
And Cat was like, no. Then Susan Hampton says, yuck on the sardines. Yeah, we do have Carnivore Soldier. I'm trying not to leave anybody out.
Howdy from Texas. Say hi to HEB for me, would you, sir? I miss my HEB.
And Christy says that she bought a can of sardines a couple of months ago and it's still in her cupboard. Yeah.
Well, you can't be over prepared for the coming apocalypse, the zombie apocalypse that's coming. So
yeah, I've got about 24 cans of sardines in my cabinet. Because I eat at least one can a day.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You can't be too careful out there. Can't imagine not eating for that long. Well, it was only 2 days.
96-hour fast. William was saying
96 hours.
Yes, that's
what's your record?
Time.
Have you done any fasting, Carrie?
I don't ever really fast intentionally, but like I've gone a couple of days without eating just because it's like this is really, I don't know. I'm a strange bird. If y'all are just now figuring that out.
Awesome.
No, but when I was growing up and everything, like my eating habits were always really odd. Like my mother told me that when I was little, I would eat like every other day. So I was intermittently fasting before it was cool. And the doctor just told her that she'll eat when she's hungry, which is what I did. Like I would eat really good one day and then the next day, like nothing. And I've always also been the type that, like a lot of times to me, if I have to go through too much trouble to get food or too much trouble to cook it or whatever, I can just y'all, and don't hate me, okay? But I could just like turn it off in terms of like, I'll be just like, well, okay, I'm not eating right now because I don't feel like fixing anything. And so that's what I have a bad habit of doing that. It's a very bad habit. I'll get involved. And of course, when I was a teenager, it was when I was involved in my art and stuff like that, I would just be so focused
Right.
on what I was doing. I never thought about eating. And so now, and then as an adult, especially now that I live by myself, I mean, my kids didn't starve or anything. It's not like I forced them to eat every other day or anything. Now, it was also helpful that their grandmother lived like just down the same long driveway that we did, and so they would go to their grandmother's house a lot.
Yeah.
So, but yes, my eating habits have always been strange. So it's nothing for me to go all day without eating, to be honest. It's
So it
I don't
sounds
know,
like your longest fast was as a kid, maybe 48 hours or something like that.
probably something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, even as an adult, I would say probably there. I don't track it though. Like when I do, it's just like if I feel like eating, I'm trying now to be more cognizant of that, because especially
Yeah.
now that I'm eating carnivore, I mean, the weight would just drop. It dropped off, and so I really need to increase my intake and really get that protein and up the fat and start building up some muscle, because I do not want to look like Ahmed the dead terrorist, nor do I want to look like Eddie. I don't want to look like
Oh
either
my
one of them.
gosh.
Yes.
Your brother, ever since your brother said that about Eddie, it's stuck in your head. You've got to let that go.
I know I've got to let
Just
the
let
Eddie
it
thing.
go. I know you say it as a joke though. So
It is. It is a joke, but there's a part of me that is like, like a woman who's skin and bones is not, you don't feel feminine. And I was very self-conscious in high school um, about not being feminine enough. Very self-conscious.
oh my
That's just
goodness.
the way it was. And some of this that I'm going through now is reminiscent of that. But here's the thing, I
Well, I
feel
mean,
better than I've ever felt before. So I'm not going to go back
yeah.
to eating carbs. So I've just got to figure out some way to make my eating habits better. And I did order Nicole's, she's got like a food journal, because like I'll jot down. She told me it would be very helpful if I wrote down, because like I wasn't really tracking what I ate.
Right.
And so like I would think back, and you know how people's memories are. I mean, you
Yeah.
might think you ate something and come to find out you really ate it like 2 days ago instead of yesterday or something like that.
Yeah.
So your memory is
Yeah.
not always reliable, especially when it comes to food, which is why those food studies are bogus, because nobody can
Yeah.
remember what they ate last week, much less
True.
20 years ago.
Yep.
So I did order her journal. So Nicole, if you're listening, I did order that. I was not just being patronizing or anything. I really was interested, because I think her approach in looking at why you do things and paying attention to what you're doing is a key to making improvements. So I should be getting my food journal Wednesday. So
Okay. Very cool.
I'll share that with everybody. And
Nice.
so Nicole is really, she knows her stuff, and she's already
Yeah.
given me some great advice.
Well, I think we all, and everybody's different, right? I mean, that's the whole point. I'm trying to lose weight. You're trying to put on some weight in the right places. Everybody has their different goals on this. A lot of us, it's weight loss. And yeah, you want to be healthy, but you do want to look good. So I get all that. And man, if she can help you with what your goals are, I think that would be awesome. And then, we just all have our natural body types, and sometimes there's nothing we can do about that, and just, love ourselves. And the cool thing about this community is we get lots of love from the community, which I
This
just
is
love
true.
that. It's true. Carnivore Soldier is correct. HEB is the best grocery stores I've ever been to. They're all over Texas. I used to get my lamb there, $8 a pound. Here, I can't find lamb for less than twice that. And then just their meat section in general, just full of all kinds of goodness. So HEB is amazing. If you're ever in Texas, if you don't live there already, if you ever go to Texas, go to HEB and go shopping. They've got everything you need and then some. So yeah, it's
Susan
good stuff.
keeps sardines in her desk drawer.
In case of emergency. Who was it who said I think it might have been Karen. Let me scroll up to it because it was pretty funny. It was about it was the vegetarian apocalypse or something like that. It was really good.
Yeah, I saw
Anyway,
a reference. Yeah, you mean the vegan apocalypse.
that's it. Keto Oregonian, the keto apocalypse. That's
And you are awesome too. Thank
see.
you. We'll just all be
Group
awesome
hug.
together.
Group hug, everyone.
That's right. Love y'all.
This is our virtual meetup since we all can't travel to Florida or whatever.
You know, I haven't tried eating any kind of butter with sardines, but I imagine that
What a
would be
great
really good.
idea.
Yeah.
I just had a chunk of butter before we went on. I was feeling a little sleepy.
This is another thing that's probably not a very good habit to do, but if I go downstairs to get some water,
Mhm.
I mentioned it on another live stream. I have what I call my bite butter. And I keep it separate from my other butter. So if you do happen to come to my house and need to use butter, it's not butter that I bit out of. Okay. I would never do that.
Don't think I would care, but okay.
So I
It's very
do, but I
polite.
take a big bite of butter.
Yeah.
Like I'll just grab, go to grab my water, and then I'll just like open up the end of that bite butter and just take a big old, I'll look like a squirrel. Okay. It'll be like, ooh, just this big lump in the side of my cheek. Like yeah.
You know how funny that sounds to the rest of the world?
Right.
You do
So,
what?
yes, and but it's so good. And it's just
Yeah.
a little snack to me, but I can see where that
That's
could
insane.
suppress one's appetite.
Yeah. Get a little extra fat in there.
Let's see. Christy says that she drank some of that bone broth at lunch today and it was delicious. So she doesn't know what her cat is thinking. Cats are just
cat's
finicky.
thinking either. You should watch her video because she knows what the cat's thinking. She put these thought bubbles above her cat. That was funny.
Yeah, Karen won't do sardines anymore. Maybe
Yeah.
if no skin, eyes or bones. Well, I don't look at them really. Now I did like the first. Now there's no eyes anyway. Like I haven't found any that have heads.
Right.
So the ones that I have do have the skin and they have the bones, but there's no heads. They do have like little fins, but I don't know. I just bury them in hot sauce and then I just
Kind of
take
mix
a bite.
Yeah.
So good. I never thought I'd say that.
Yeah. But everyone finds their own stuff they like. I like everything almost. There's very few things I don't like. And so, yeah, sardines is on my list. Shrimp is great, and crab legs are my favorite.
Oh, I like both of those a lot. Lot. I still am. I like the taste of cod liver. The taste is fine, and I mix it in hot sauce too. But the consistency, I just like when I eat my can of cod liver for the week. I just eat it as fast as possible. I don't even try mixing it in anything because it's just still got that consistency, and I don't know. I'm just like I'll just eat it real quick, and maybe who knows, it might grow on me. It hasn't yet.
It might.
But it might.
Right. I don't see any growing on you, so that's good. Sorry, dad joke of the day. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Right.
And then running tap, can't seem to eat too many at once. My tummy doesn't react well.
Okay.
Oh, we got
Hoosier. Not for everyone. Hoosier in the house.
Who's your carnivore? Who's your carnivore?
Who's your carnivore?
Yes,
That's
yes,
awesome.
Yes.
Susan sending some love.
That was the hug.
Yeah.
Yes. And finally made it to meat and metal. Yeah, we're talking about meat. We'll be talking about metal and music here in a minute, but we're just
Carrie has something prepared. I can't wait to find out what it is.
Susan says she used to mash sardines up and spread on buttered toast. So eating sardines with butter should taste great.
Yeah.
I am going to try that because I do
Me
enjoy
too.
my butter.
Me too.
So,
I'm going to try that.
We'll see how that goes. And then Christopher says, we all have a little quirkiness. I cut slivers of butter and let them melt in my mouth to savor them. Oh, yeah. Like I used to do with chocolate. I'll do it as I'm cooking to ease my hunger and prep my digestion. Yeah, I mean, butter is just a treat, man.
Yeah, it is. That's a pro tip right there. That's awesome.
Hey, our buddy Scott. What is
in the
up,
house?
Scott?
Here's proof that Scott doesn't start his day at 9 or 8 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah. All right. Scott's here for a few, and then he's off to his men's accountability group.
Very good. I have a Shelby County GOP meeting, so I'm going to leave in about 6:30 Central Time.
When I think of Shelby County, I think of Memphis because that's what county Memphis is in Tennessee.
It's unfortunate, but there's another Shelby County, I think, in Ohio. And so whenever people look up Shelby County GOP, they find Memphis or Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So we always have to put Iowa, Shelby County, Iowa GOP. We're going to save the world. That's what we're going to do tonight.
All right.
I think I got appointed to the Central Committee, as they call it here, last meeting. And so this meeting, I can actually participate and argue and vote. And it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I have some ideas. Yeah. Scott knows.
No. Did your ears burn by chance? Because I was talking about right. You. I was telling everybody.
It's like saying Beetlejuice.
Yes. I ordered your journal and it should be coming Wednesday. So I am going to make a very conscious effort to really think about what I'm eating and what I'm doing and journal it. Like instead of having chicken scratch in a little notepad, I'm really going to be conscious of what I'm doing and just pay attention and really think about it. I was saying earlier that I've never been a person that thinks about food that much. And my daughter says, I don't know how you are my mother because but maybe we're all different. And I mean, her dad's side of the family, you know, they are foodies. My mother was a foodie sort of. I mean, she would cook like casseroles and these complex recipes and stuff, but I just never had an interest. And when she cooked, she didn't want anybody else in the kitchen, which suited me just fine. I didn't want to be in there anyway. So I wasn't expected to help her cook. I could help in other ways, like, you know, maybe setting the table or something like that. But I didn't prepare meals. And then as an adult, I believe y'all probably have heard me say before that I'll just be flat out honest that I didn't cook much meat because the kid's dad cooked the meat. He grilled it. I mean, we ate most of our meat grilled. And a lot of times we would also eat dinner at his mother's house. She would cook that good Southern food from scratch. So, I mean, who would want to eat my lazy person food when you could have... I mean, look, I'm serious though. So that's just how it was. So I am not your typical Southern girl who can just whip up that stuff all from scratch and it just tastes like, you know, granny or whatever. It's like, no, nobody's.
You don't make cornbread and grits?
Man, and you know, that's probably a couple of things that maybe not cornbread so much, but I love grits.
Yeah.
I am not going to lie.
Yeah. We don't want to trigger too many people with that, but those grits were good back in the day.
Oh, yes, they
don't
were.
Don't eat those anymore.
You put bacon grease in there and little pieces of bacon. I don't know if you did that, but the instant ones ended up making bacon and butter instant grits or whatever. But I mean, that's how I used to fix grits. I could fix grits and I could do good eggs. I actually cooked a good breakfast, a really good breakfast. Yeah. And I used to I still make a really good chili, and it does not have beans in it.
Good.
because competition
Texas
chili
chili
doesn't
right
have
there.
beans.
That's right.
And I never put beans in my chili, but a lot of people do, but I do not. You're not in the cool kids club. Okay.
I must have missed something
Nicole
there you
said
go.
that I bring the cool kids.
That's
Hey,
correct.
everybody is welcome at my table.
Yep.
That's right.
And if you show up, you're just a cool kid.
That's right. Everybody is welcome at my table.
Yep, that's right.
I can see
Just
me
being here
having
makes you a
great
cool
laughs.
kid, Scott.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa. Too funny.
Whoa, dude. Whoa, dude.
Totally awesome, man. Yes,
No
butter in the
way.
grits. Lots of butter.
Butter in the grits. Lots of butter in the grits. Oh, yeah.
Tons and tons of butter. So while I was never a foodie, I did have things that I did like a lot. And probably one of my biggest kryptonite things is potatoes, and especially mashed potatoes.
Yep.
Man.
You've said that before. Yeah. Nothing like, I mean, especially Thanksgiving, where you have the big, I mean, the mashed potatoes take up a quarter of your plate and you make the crater in there, like Crater
Yep.
Lake, and then it overflows to everything.
Looks
Not
like a
gon-
big
not
volcano.
gonna do that this year.
It looks
Yep.
like a volcano.
That's right. Yep. Yep.
Oh,
I mean, I've been through a Thanksgiving. This was years ago when I was a carnivore, and it was great. I just had a drumstick, and I was fine.
beans equals
Everyone
gas.
understood.
Yep.
Mhm.
Natural gas.
Gas. I know. No one wants
Yep.
gas.
Grits is boiled down cornmeal.
There you go.
We got butter in the grits. Great title for a country song. No, yes.
I have to look it up. It might
I
be
love you
one.
better than butter in the grits.
Butter and grits. Well, honey, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. We can start our own hee-haw.
Yep. Cornmeal sounds yucky. Is that why lots of butter is? Well, now when it's prepared, when it's cooked,
It's really good.
gotta say, and man, my ex-mother-in-law, man, she could make cornbread like nobody's business. Now, my mother never made it. My mother was from Nebraska and she was from the Midwest, and she would make biscuits, but she didn't make like cornbread and stuff. So
Yeah.
like
Further,
a lot
further
of the
north, it's
typical
more
Southern
biscuits
stuff.
and gravy. Right, right. We do biscuits and gravy up here in the mid. I don't know. I've been a Midwesterner for half a year. So what do I know? I'm still learning. I tell you what, I'm surrounded by cornfields though. So there's that.
There's enough corn.
Starvation
See.
food.
All right,
You're
Scott.
right.
Oh,
You're right
and
about
is
that,
it
Hoosier.
grits made with hominy? Yeah,
It might be.
it could be.
We talked about Pasoli and Menudo last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's hominy. I know that Pasoli is hominy, but I'm not sure what grits is made of. It could be ground up hominy. Hominy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Agreed.
I'll take grits for 500, Alex.
Yes, exactly. I don't cook a ton of things, says Christopher, but I was the chili master with beans and mashed
Oh, with
potatoes
beans.
master. Now
Wow.
the beans need to get kicked out and I won't eat the mashed anymore.
He's got a plan. A man with the plan making the adjustments. But I bet you his carnivore diet is very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
And then
really
Susan
good.
says, I've been through 5 keto Thanksgivings and now a carnivore one this year. Yeah, it's going to be
I'm
interesting because like
dreaming.
I could do Thanksgiving pretty good with, being like ketovore or, like
Yeah.
keto/ketovore. And I
You could eat the
may,
green beans and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, but I may end up having like a spoonful of sweet potatoes or something at Thanksgiving. I won't
We'll-
eat stuffing.
we-
I won't eat anything with bread.
Yeah.
That's not an
Yeah.
option. Even like a planned cheat is like I don't want bread. I would rather, if I'm gonna do something, I want it to be a potato of some sort. So it might be, a couple spoonfuls of sweet potatoes or something like that, or I may not at all. It depends.
It won't kill you. It'll be interesting to see how it affects you, right? I'm glad you're drawing the line at bread because you'll probably feel terrible the next day. But the sweet potatoes, it's like an experiment.
Yeah, I can't do bread.
Yeah.
The last time I had pizza was back about a year ago with my brother, and my stomach bloated so bad. It was awful. It was just painful, and I looked like I was about 3 or 4 months pregnant, and it was terrible. It looked bad. It was bad, and it felt bad, and I was like, no. And I didn't even eat that much of it. I mean, I could see if I had eaten like a whole pizza by myself that I would have a good reason to be that miserable. But I only ate like a couple pieces of it, so it's not like I just gorged myself. So maybe
you're not
it's
used to it.
Yeah,
Gut biome, maybe.
probably so, because I just hadn't had bread in so long,
Right.
and so
your
now
gut
I
biome
do
didn't
not
know what
want
to
it.
do. Did you have lots of gas? Is that too personal?
Oh, I did. Yes, it was a lot of gas, and plus it was very just bloated. It was awful. I was miserable.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Brings
go up to
a
me.
notch on the savory.
to-
What is it he's got to try? Oh, wait a minute. Keto Oregonian has hominy is corn, but not straight off the cob. It's the whole
Yeah.
kernels of dried field corn, like maize.
AKA
In other words,
right.
maize, that have been whatever
Okay.
that word is, a process that cooks have been doing since ancient times.
Nixtamalonized.
Ah, very good.
Thank you. I'll be
I
here all
wasn't
week
gonna, I'll leave you to pronounce the complicated words.
until 6:30. And yeah, look at this, Christy.
Oh,
She's going
wow.
on later tonight. And the menu at school is, spoiler alert, not good.
No, we know that. And my grandson,
We know that.
yeah, it's disgusting.
It wasn't when I was at school either.
It was
you know,
better
the
then,
food
though. We
pyramid
had
scheme.
meat at least. You would get meat.
Mystery
like
meat.
It was mystery meat, but you would have
Right.
like meat and vegetables, and it was sort of like the
Yeah.
4 food groups. You would have a representation, and the milk was whole milk. It was not skim milk, God forbid if you got chocolate milk. I mean, now it's
Yeah.
just sugar because it's no fat in it.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's awful.
Yeah, you could have your choice of milk or chocolate milk. Now, when I got into high school, they switched food programs. It was great. We had pizza and hamburgers and, kind of like real fast food, but it was like fast food. So not the best diet for developing brains, but we didn't care because we were kids and we liked fast food. It was great for us.
Well, and it was still way better than, the crap that they offer now. They don't get any kind of saturated fat. They don't get much meat at all. If they do get meat, it's like lean chicken or something.
Right.
It's
that's what they're cut. That's one thing the government is doing is that they are cutting back on meat in all of their programs, maybe even more so than it was. This is very recent. They're getting rid of meat because they think cows cause global warming and they don't.
I don't. You know what? I don't even think that's it. I think they just want to control people.
Okay.
You keep people.
Well,
they're not that dumb because everybody knows
they're both.
Everybody.
They're trying to control people with the global warming, rap.
Exactly.
So you're right. You're
it's
right. You got
control.
to the root.
It doesn't. I don't think that they truly believe that stuff. They spout it. They say it. But you can't tell me that there were gazillions of buffalo back in the day and somehow that was okay. But then now it's the cow farts that are, no, they're just, it's control. And when you give somebody a poor diet, like they can survive off of it, but they don't think clearly, they don't act rationally. It is a matter of control. And you can bet your bottom dollar that those people aren't going to be eating what they are telling everybody else to eat. They won't. They'll
Well,
have
and
their steak. They'll have their nice gourmet foods, and we'll be eating.
oh yeah, yep.
The dregs,
We'll
slave
be eating
food.
we'll be eating the bugs.
Because then it used to be like, seriously, gruel. I mean, like in the old fairy tales.
Oh,
I mean, that
yeah.
was like the
Gruel.
bread and gruel was what the
Yeah.
prisoners got. Bread and water.
The
and
orphans. The orphans ate gruel. It was so
Yes.
sad.
Yes. So, and then
Oh my gosh.
like when you look at Robin Hood, the story of Robin Hood, for example, that is, well, there's a lot of nuances to that story, but the issue with it was not the rich against the poor. It was the people against the government.
Right.
And it was the fact that the government would not allow them to hunt on their land, the government
In
being the
Sherwood
king.
Forest. Yeah.
And they had to eat gruel and bread
Instead of venison.
and they couldn't have
that's-
venison and duck or any of the other things that the king and the lords got, which they were the
Oh my
government.
gosh, Carrie. You know, Robin Hood is a carnivore story. I had no idea.
It is.
It's a story of carnivores fighting their government to survive.
Yep,
This is amazing.
it is.
Someone should rewrite that slightly.
Somebody should.
Yeah.
I might give it a whirl.
Did. Yep. You're halfway done. Biogas.
Yes.
By definition, that would be correct. It would have been biogas.
Oh man, that actually sounds like a really yummy way to eat grits.
Way to
Fried
go,
egg on
Susan.
top.
I'm sorry I brought it up now. Just because we're going to tempt somebody. I hope not.
Nisha does have a lot of good holiday recipes, and I'm normally
Ah.
not a person who thinks it's very wise to try to replicate things. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people want to make keto bread or just whatever. But there are some things that, especially if you're going to like a family function, like for the holidays, like Thanksgiving or Christmas, where you can take a food like that. And for one thing, it helps you get through the holiday. And it also is a way to introduce somebody maybe to a different way of eating and looking at things.
Yeah.
So I think there's a time and a place. I think where people get in trouble is they try to replicate that stuff too much, and especially when it's the sweet stuff. That's
Yeah.
when
I mean, yeah, I've said this before, I don't care what people eat.
no,
Just give me the freedom to eat what I want. And, our message is, hey, there's this way of eating that not only makes sense, we're getting all these great results, and it seems to be almost magical. So just getting the information out there, people can decide for themselves.
Yep, exactly. And that's the thing too. People need to be told the truth. And
Yeah.
if they decide, even knowing the truth, now see, the government tries to tell us what to eat and they're lying to us.
That's the other lion diet.
Yes, it is.
The government's
what-
lion.
Yes.
The government's lion diet.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
they're telling us that things are good for us that aren't. It's brainwashing. Boy, my conspiracy theorist evil twin is coming out this evening. She is.
I'm
she
out of
is-
conspiracy theories. They've all come true.
This is, yes, it's not a conspiracy theory if it's true.
Right.
So I could go way down that rabbit hole for sure.
Yep. Just find me on Twitter. You'll find all the madness.
Yeah, I'm not on Twitter. I did start an Instagram account and I've
Yeah.
posted like twice. So I need to get out there. And Sean is like, hello.
I know Sean messaged me on Instagram like a month ago. And I was watching him live. He goes, "Hey, Mike, I sent you a message on Instagram." I'm like, "Oh, I haven't checked that in weeks."
I forget
So we
that I haven't.
we finally
because
connected.
I just,
Yeah.
I gave up Facebook during the illness that shall not be named. during that time frame, because people were just so mean and ugly to each other. And I never did have a Twitter account. And I never did have Instagram.
So
And
if you watch The Simpsons, my Twitter account is Old Man Yells at Cloud. That's my Twitter account.
so that's great.
Pretty much.
Yes, the earth can handle the cow farts. It did
Yes,
before.
Yep. And Cow Chip Bingo coming to a county fair near you.
Near you. We didn't have a cafeteria in our high school, says Keita Oregonian. Just a mini market with cold sandwiches and junk food. Wow.
And wow.
How long ago was that? Because, of course, because
she's younger than I am. But you grew up in Oregon, right? Keita Oregonian? We had a Burgerville USA right across the street. So we would try to get out of class as fast as we could to get to Burgerville USA first. And I would get 2 cheeseburgers and a fry. We would scarf those down. Then we'd go go play pinball for the rest of the lunch and try not to be late getting back.
Yeah, we used to try to sneak and go to, it was a local joint called the Burger Boy. It was across the street from the junior high that I went to. I ended up going to a different high school, but when I was in the 9th grade, I remember we would sneak over there to the Burger Boy, and they had a Kiss pinball machine, which I thought was just the bomb.
Wow.
I never had that many quarters to feed it, but I just thought it was so cool. I wanted one.
We would play foosball or, some of the other games that were out, Missile Command, Asteroids, stuff like that. I liked pinball a lot.
I loved pinball, and I was good at it.
Yep.
If I had more room up here, I would get me a Kiss pinball machine.
Do it.
It would take up my whole office.
You're going to have to move, Carrie.
And I've got to fit my weights in here. I'm getting some of those. They're not, what are they? Nested weights, I think is what the term is. I'm going to order some of those. Christy actually told me about some, and I've been eyeballing them and stuff. So I think after I get my bonus at the end of this month, I'm going to order them.
Nice. You're going to start pumping some iron. You're going to drink Rocky style 6 raw eggs in the morning.
Yes, along with my Weider protein powder. Then I'll be reliving my teenage years.
All right. Perfect.
I'll just feel young just by virtue of that. Potty talk. Let me hear your potty talk. Potty talk. Instead of body
it's a
talk.
potty. I mean, is that the Boston accent? So is it potty talk or is it potty talk?
Like
where did you park the car?
Like a party.
I don't know.
Like we going to a party. I don't know.
Is it a potty or is it potty? I think it's potty.
Yes, they are intentionally keeping people nutritionally deficient and dumb. And they make everybody hate each other. So they incite everybody to be ugly. And when they're not eating enough fats and stuff, and they're always hangry anyway. And so you just combine all of that, and the people are just distracted. And meanwhile, the folks up here are just manipulating. That's what's happening.
That's a pretty good summary of the world right now.
So many strikes against me. Maybe not. And it, Nicole says, I think humans put off more farts. Well, yes, I agree.
I think so. Not carnivores.
No,
I don't fart anymore.
I'm not going to say I never do, but it's
once in a
rare
great
occurrence.
While, a little bit.
It doesn't happen that much.
Yeah. I mean, for TMI, it's usually just before I have to go to the bathroom. So but then once I take care of it, I'm good.
It's your hint,
Yeah, it's like, okay, my one poop of the day is coming, and then I won't have to worry about it. And I'm eating once a day. I mean, it's such an easier life.
Yeah.
And then the pharmaceutical companies, if people are healthy, it's hard to sell them stuff. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Carnivore Backwoods.
So I hate to say this, Carrie, but we have a half hour before I have to go.
Yeah.
So I know
Okay,
you had
I
some,
have got to
some
show
rock and roll
you.
stuff. Yeah, you had some rock and
Yes.
roll stuff. Yeah.
All right. Oh, yes. Yeah, we had talked about that before. The Meatless Mondays.
Meatless Mondays.
Yeah.
See, that will never happen on this channel.
No,
This is
it's
meat and metal,
baby.
right?
Now, this band is not particularly metal, but I'm going to show you this cool thing. Like I said, I like to go to various places that they sell like used books, CDs, DVDs, and one such place is called McKay's, and it's a regional.
I'm looking over here because that's where I see you.
Okay, it's a regional place, and I found this.
Rush. I can't see the smaller print.
Now I'll go ahead and take this out and show you what this is. This has got several DVDs. One being, you remember the Exit Stage Left, the video that they put out for the album.
That I'm not positive of. I'm sure I've seen it, but I can't remember it right now.
Yeah, it came out in 1982.
Okay.
And this is the DVD. It's extremely hard to find.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you to add your collection.
Yes. And I paid, wait a minute. I paid $17.95 for this bad boy.
That's a steal.
It has.
In California, you could steal it. Nothing would happen.
Let's see.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that.
Exit Stage Left. Grace Under Pressure.
Grace Under Pressure. A
Show of Hands.
Show of Hearts. Hands.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little out of focus.
And then it's got the Grace Under Pressure tour soundtrack too.
Wow. Wow.
It is fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. And
so amazing.
I have got to check and see because my brother's best friend is a huge Rush fan, and he said that this might be if it's the Best Buy special edition, there's Easter eggs in it.
Cool. Are you going to look for those, or are you just
I'm
going
to look for the Easter eggs. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
they still look hermetically sealed for your protection. Or factory sealed for your protection. Remember records used to say that? Factory sealed for your protection.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
Now, I found, remember we were talking about Styx. You said that was one of the
Styx was my first concert
that you had been to, right?
Grand Illusion Tour, 1977, Portland Memorial Coliseum.
Well, I found this at the used place, and it was still in the shrink wrap. And it's Caught in the Act. The one that was done based on Kilroy was here.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Now, I love that album.
Later.
A lot of people didn't.
Yep. It was good. There's a couple good songs on there. Too Much Time on My Hands was on that album. You know, Do Re Mi Gato, Mr. Robato's on that.
I love that whole album.
Yeah. It was good. It reminds me of San Diego for some reason. I think it came out when I was visiting my mom. And there's no truth to the rumor that Tommy Shaw is my cousin, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah. Hey.
You never know. I mean, there's Shaws everywhere, especially in Tennessee, probably. I mean, some of my relatives are in Tennessee.
It's got Kilroy Was Here, which is the short film. Did you ever see the film? You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, okay. I just remember.
Yeah, but this is the whole story about where they had locked Kilroy in jail because he got framed for killing a fan. It's this whole plot and it lasts about 15 minutes. You know, it's not like a long feature film or anything, but I mean, it's a movie and it's awesome. There are some great one-liners in it.
That's
like
so
your
good.
motto was
it's
a
like
Toyota. Because you know the Robatos it was this whole, for whatever reason, it was like this little Japanese theme with it,
Yeah,
that
right.
and the rubatos were, you just have to watch it. It's fabulous. Just
I'm gonna have
search
to
for it on
find that.
YouTube.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna have to find that for sure. Those are good finds. My goodness.
Oh, another one that was in the shrink wrap. Judas
But
Priest
wait,
Live
there's
Vengeance
more.
82.
Ah, look at you. Where was this place that you found?
Actually, I think this one, I think the two Judas Priest ones, I've got another one, Electric Eye, which is got a live, let's see, it was performed in Dallas, Texas in 1986, Fuel for Life. So that's the main
Wow.
one of this, but then it's also got BBC TV performances, and there is an old one. Now, the song that I was, or the album that I was telling you about, Sad Wigs of Destiny,
Yeah.
there are some songs on there, like one is Dreamer Deceiver, and then the
Okay.
other one that, let's see, is Victim of Changes. You've got to watch. You could just find it on YouTube. You could
Right.
find a live version of it. If you watch a live version, the best one to watch is from 1982 at the US Festival. Or 83. I'm sorry, it's 83 at the US Festival.
Okay. I have YouTube Music, so I bet it's on there.
Victim of Changes. It's absolutely fantastic.
Wow.
So, yep. So I got,
Wow.
I love my concert video. I love going to concerts, but what's great, and you know how we were talking about like what was the best concert I'd ever been to. And
Yeah, right.
I wanted to say Kiss, and Kiss ranked up there, but I think part of the reason for that was because they were just my favorite band. And when you just remember things a certain way. It was so magical that I was actually going to get to see them live. And so the show was great. I saw them at the Municipal Auditorium in 1979. Are you still with us?
I'm here. My camera disconnected. So I know it's an easy fix. I need to find a permanent fix for this. I use software on a alternate phone that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's been an hour, maybe it's an hour and it disconnects. I don't know. But I just hit the button. Ta-da!
Ta-da! Yeah.
Sorry.
So let's see. What was I going with? Oh man.
Yeah, I interrupted you. So your favorite concert?
Oh yeah. But when I watched now I could see it. There's part of the concert on YouTube, but there's part of it that's cut out. So you don't get the whole, even if you have ad-free YouTube, you don't get the whole concert. But
Jerks.
But the one for Exit Stage Left, which was the tour before I got to see them. So it's very, very close to the lineup and everything that I saw. And it was just pristine. I just remember being so amazed that it was only three guys, that it was, Rush with just these three guys just making all of this phenomenal sound. It was so epic.
It's so full. I've never heard anyone use the word pristine for Rush, and when you did, I was like, "That's it. That's what it is. It's pristine. It's like it's clear, but it's rocking." And I love Rush. It's probably my favorite band, and Def Leppard.
Oh yeah, I've got some. We'll have to. I'll have to share some other videos that I've got, and I'm wondering. I don't know. I'll have to figure out what's going on, like how much you can show on a stream before you get copyright dings, because I would love to play like a couple of clips of some stuff, and I thought about doing that, but I don't know that. I think that the powers that be might not like that. So
I don't think so. Well, I'll have to do some research on there. I've seen channels play songs and then it shows up in the description as it's kind of an approved list that they could play, but I don't know if they have to pay for that or how that works or if they share revenue. But they were big channels too. So
Yeah.
You know, everyone else doesn't risk playing copyright music because they don't want their, you know, they don't want their stuff taken down. So
Yeah. So
yep,
I'm
yep.
not going to, but I just, man, there are just a few clips that I wish I could play, but
Nicole, I switched the subject because I knew Carrie had some rock stuff, and I have to leave in 20 minutes. I have a meeting at 6:30 ish. Let's see here. Shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie.
because shepherds look after sheep.
Yeah, they do. Everyone's first concert.
Oh, King Diamond.
Oh.
Yes, mine was Kiss on
1988.
August the 14th, 1979 at the Municipal Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. That was my very first concert. I was 13 years old, and I still can't believe that my parents let me go. My best friend's older brother, who was 16, drove us. And that was like the, you know, fox garden, the hen house, so to speak. I mean,
wow. Our little Carrie's growing up. Yeah. I did some things at those concerts that my parents don't need to know.
Right. Exactly.
You don't need, nobody needs to know.
I remember sitting there.
I've said too much already.
I remember sitting there and like I had two doobies passed to me at the same time. And I just went like, I just crossed my arms and just like was.
Wow.
Yeah. I was just like.
Expert move.
Yes. I was like, oh God. It was, concerts now are just, and I miss lighters. Okay. I miss lighters. I can't stand it.
For the encore.
Yes. I can't stand it when people use their phones. It's just annoying to me. It's not real.
Yeah.
For some reason, it just isn't. And what was funny is at Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper, there were a few people had real lighters. And I was like, yes, that's right.
Did they get arrested?
No.
No, that's good.
Boy in there, and a skunk got in there too.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
All right. How did you know?
Stinky skunk.
Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, he sprayed.
Something else smells like a skunk that maybe you passed. Anyway.
Yes.
I've said too much.
It was a skunk in there. That's what it was.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. My friend April was a Duran Duran fan.
Yeah.
She like loved them.
Yep. They were supposed to be the next Beatles. And then for some reason they stopped, but they still had a lot of hits.
Oh, they did.
And yeah, I like Ordinary World. Come Undone are my two favorites probably, but then, you know, Rio is great. I mean, they have some great tunes.
Yep.
Yeah, but I like those two slow ones, the Ordinary World and Come Undone are just
Queen. I like Billy Joel too, but Queen, I found an awesome DVD.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it's fabulous. Fabulous. Live.
I got News of the World on cassette.
And I think it was 80. I don't remember the year of the performance now, but I mean, it was in the 80s. Yeah. And when he was in his prime, it was just, it was great.
So it was 1977, I think. And remember for the midnight special that would be on after Saturday Night Live? I think it was on after Saturday Night Live. And one night there was this new band, Queen. 1977, they played Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes. That is an amazing
history. Yeah.
And of course,
what in the world?
We identified with Wayne's World because that's exactly what we did. It was so funny when that came out. My friend April, the one who likes Duran Duran so much, but me and her and my daughter and my niece, we would all go to the lake together, and we just had a whole soundtrack to our lives. And whenever we would listen to Bohemian Rhapsody, we would all be, and this was before Wayne's World came out. So it was really hilarious when Wayne's World came out and they were all doing, singing and doing the conducting and all that. And I was just like, but I think everybody probably did that when they listened to that song. But it was just like, I identified with that so much. I was like,
it was brilliant. Yep.
And
I do it now because of that when I'm driving,
and in Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie, they captured that whole Live Aid show. Everything, the details. It's crazy. If you look up YouTube, the video from the concert versus what's actually in the movie, it's like whoever, and I think they may have actually used some of the footage from the concert, but you can also tell that part of it was filmed later. But I mean, the attention to detail is so exact. I was really shocked.
Yep.
It's just a phenomenal thing.
I know you're going to get to it, but I wanted to respond to Hoosiers. I love the music video for Land of Confusion. Genesis, that Genesis song. And it had Reagan, and it had a bunch of like puppets, and it was a really well done video. And I used to work when it was probably my first TV station. I worked master control, which means I ran commercials basically. And I used to work nights. So Friday night would be Friday night videos back in the day.
Yes.
And all the Bartles and James, and I used to record the comedians on Letterman. And also I would record the videos on Friday Night Live, whatever it was called, whatever I just said the right word. And Land of Confusion was big back then. So yeah. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
It's all good. I love hearing all this. Then Susan is almost famous.
What? What?
Tears for Fears. Their first band was called Graduate. Or Graduate. I'd say probably Graduate. The first band, and her cousin married Kurt Smith. So she was the unofficial taxi, and she was the
oh my goodness, A Brush with Greatness from Tears for Fears. When they first came out, because they came out when I first started radio, 1984, and Songs from the Big Chair just exploded, and there's like 3 or 4 hits off of that one album, and then they followed it up, and they had like 1 or 2 more hits, and then that was it. But I mean, people still are listening to Head Over Heels and Everybody Wants to Rule the World. And I mean, yeah, they're great. They are great. And so Susan got to drive them around. That's cool. I met REO Speedwagon. Did I mention that before? Probably. What's really funny is Kevin Cronin is a foot taller than me, and he has this big curly hair, and I had my big curly hair back then. And my friend got a picture of Kevin bending over, talking to me. Anyway, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I guess people are saying I'm not going to risk doing the copyright thing, but I would I really wish, because it's not that we're trying to do something.
I know.
Bad. Matter of fact, somebody might hear something and actually go buy it. Like that's what I do.
Hello.
And I'm old fashioned that way. And my son actually buys vinyl. He sent me a picture in Walmart. They had a Pantera album in vinyl.
That's awesome.
I was like, yes, I love Pantera.
That's so great. That's so great. Ooh, I couldn't name a Pantera song if you were going to shoot me in the head. So
Cowboys from Hell.
That was dark. But yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I don't know any Pantera.
Oh, I bet you probably do. You just may not realize that that's who sang it.
Probably if I heard something, yeah. I'm pretty good with Name That Tune, though, from like 1978 to 1988. I'm pretty quick with the Name That Tune. It's fun. No one cares, but it's fun.
There is a really cool video.
I entertain myself.
That was on YouTube. It might still be out there, of Pantera in rehearsal, and they played Judas Priest songs in their rehearsal. And it is phenomenal.
Yeah, I bet.
And they're just like kicking back, like they're barefoot and all this, and just like, what's his face? Dimebag is just like, he's just kicked back. But I mean, just jamming though. I mean, it's crazy. It is just, I think if you search for like Pantera rehearsal, Judas Priest or something like that, it'll come up.
Right.
Pretty awesome.
It's pretty. It's nice to have that kind of talent. Genesis with a laser light show. Brilliant indeed.
I never got to see Genesis, and I really would have liked to. I really love Phil Collins.
Yeah, you know what's really cool?
What's that?
Phil Collins and I have the same birthday. Yeah, different year, but yeah.
Who is it? Is it Mark Hamill? I think that I share a birthday with.
Oh,
March
wow.
1st.
Search your feelings, Carrie. I'm your father.
Yes. I have been to
You are
so
pretty
many
good,
great
but you are not
concerts,
a
says
Jedi yet.
William. Oh, oh, and that's not even counting. Now, look, if we have to
Oh,
go into all
wow.
the country people I saw, I mean, I've been seeing
Yeah.
them since I was like
Mm-hmm.
knee high to a grasshopper.
I
With
saw
my
Kenny
parents.
Rogers.
Yeah. They went to, I saw Alabama at
Ooh, nice.
Centennial Park in, I think it was either the summer of 79 or the summer of 80. I can't remember exactly which
Wow.
year now. And it was a free concert at Centennial Park because my parents were so broke they couldn't pay attention. And so
Right.
we used to do a lot of free stuff, and we saw Alabama, and I got their autographs on a visor.
How'd you do that?
And I just walked up to the
With all those
backstage.
people.
I just walked up there,
right there.
and
Yeah.
they signed it for me. So I've still got it. It's a paper visor, you know, like where you would have the little notched ends, and you would make the visor fit your head, you know, because it was in the summer and we were outside, and it was a little promotional thing. But on the underneath of it, it was white, and so
Yeah.
I just took it up there, and they all signed it.
Said, sure.
And then, like the next year,
if you were in a rock band, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Of course you would.
And then the next year they were huge. I mean, it was like they were just like incredibly famous. So like then was like when they were just kind of on the cusp.
Oh,
they really hadn't like made it. They weren't like that big yet. They were just on the brink of just blowing wide open.
That's awesome.
So yeah. Oh,
that's good. Disturbed.
I like Disturbed too.
They're disturbing. I'd never heard of Disturbed until a few years ago, and a coworker played The Sound of Silence for me. I was like, that's creepy, but it's really cool.
The way he did it, I agree. That's one of the best covers I have ever heard.
Yeah. Queen, Def Leppard. Def Leppard's my favorite, and Rush. But yeah, Def Leppard's great.
Oh my gosh, the Muppet movie soundtrack on vinyl.
On vinyl.
Quit making sense.
Stop that, young lady.
I'm glad that somebody thinks I do make sense, because I wonder.
You do, Carrie.
Periodically.
That's why we all love you. You are the most real person on the internet.
Oh, well, thank you.
Mm-hmm. A couple second sound effect.
Oh my gosh.
Copyright. I know. It's bad.
Well, pretty soon they're just going to be able to read your mind and know that you wanted to.
Yes. Have you seen Minority Report?
Yeah, precisely.
Yep.
I just got to the music store too late to get And Justice for All, so I got it on vinyl.
Who did And Justice for All? Sounds like Triumph or something. Oh, Susan with President Trump.
Oh man, when is his birthday? I used to know.
I didn't know. It wasn't too long ago. Happy birthday, Susan.
Well,
it's in the summer. Wasn't it recently? I thought so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why can't you listen to Stairway to Heaven, Nicole?
Vinyl does trump all. Yes, it does.
It does.
There is nothing like listening to albums. And my son, thankfully, has just about all of my albums.
That's great.
I've got a few, but I don't have a turntable. And my son listens to them.
I gave my turntable away when I moved here. I got rid of a lot of stuff, but I still have my albums in 45s.
I've got an old Metallica VHS. I think I might have mentioned about my VHS player that I didn't know I still had, and it's in Emerson and it's in immaculate condition. And I bought a
Nice.
converter cable for it. And so now I can watch. I've got an old Motley Crue VHS, one that was something about the history of metal that came out like in the late 80s. I guess you're probably gonna have to head out, ain't you?
Yeah, I got a few minutes. About 5, maybe 10.
Oh, Nicole says her father still has his vinyl collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had more room.
Some of my friends, remember back in the day, I mean, this is growing up in the 70s and early 80s. And I had some friends that had these immaculate stereo systems, separates, separate components, some big old speakers, and then the whole wall was shelves of albums. It was something to behold. Yeah.
Yeah. And just
I got up to about 300 albums at one point. So it was pretty good. I do have, this is kind of fun. I don't know if anyone else cares, but you remember American Top 40 with Rick Dees? So when they play those on the radio station, they come in vinyl, and then someone gets to take them home. So I've got a couple American Top 40s with Rick Dees, complete with the cue sheets and the National Zit commercials on there.
Oh, now that's cool.
Yeah, and I've got one. I have the number 3 show that Shadow Stevens did back in 88. I'm sorry. Yeah, it would have been 88. Shadow Stevens took over the show for a short time. So I have the number 3 show from Shadow Stevens. They're collector's items. They're not worth a whole lot, but they're worth something, like $50 or something. Yeah.
I just think they would be cool to have. I don't know. I'm funny that way. I like stuff that's a little different and that is, I don't know, it seems historic to me. Although a lot of people might argue. So Susan's favorite songs are Stairway to Heaven and Sweet Home Alabama. And I will tell you, I love both of those songs. And there is a great version on YouTube of crap. It's, come on, Carrie. Dadgummit. Talk about, do brain farts contribute to global warming?
Yes.
Leonard Skinner. Okay, it's Leonard Skinner Freebird in San Diego,
live at the Fox Theater.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's an outdoor festival. It's at the was it San Diego or was it? It was at a football stadium. Or it could have been San Francisco. It could have been. Anyway, it's one of those. It was at a football, but it was in like 1977, I think.
Wow, that would
be fun. That is you gotta look that one up and watch it.
I'll look that up because
people do reaction videos to that too.
Oh,
fantastic.
That'd be good. You know what? Probably one of my favorite songs that people don't think about is "Can't You See" by Marshall Tucker Band. Just put that on and turn it up to 11, please. Thank you.
Yes, let's do it. We can do that. We need to do a stream.
Oh, wow.
You can. Yes, I would love to see your vinyl collection. I'll probably be saying,
yep,
I had that.
It's a great idea, Sean. That's awesome, dude.
It is a great idea. And I just love seeing people's collections and then just talking about the great music and we live in the shows.
Before I go on and react to Susan E on the Don't Judge, but I have a Supertramp album. So Susan, my first concert was April Wine, Supertramp, and Styx. And Supertramp is brilliant.
I love Supertramp.
Oh, they're great. The song "School" is such a great song, and then of course they're what was the name of the album that came out in 1970?
Breakfast in America.
Breakfast in America. Thank you. That had all the hits on it. But even before that, there was School is such a great song. Yeah, Supertramp's great. So no one hates you for that choice.
Nope, not at all.
Nope.
And
Nope.
every time I hear Smoke on the Water, I think of my brother learning how to play guitar. Because that's pretty much the first song anybody learns when they learn to play guitar. Right. And I love that song. I love Deep Purple. But
I think of some stupid with a flare gun who burned the place to the ground. And Frank Zappa was there, so you never know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying a thing. I don't know.
Occam's razor.
Yeah, right. Carrie, I'm going to leave. Here's what I think you should do is stay on, right? I'll just hit leave studio and I'll be gone and I'll do my thing. You guys can continue without me.
Well, we will continue in your honor for a few more minutes. I'm going to have to go pretty soon myself, but
I don't think the meeting's going to be that rough, but you never know.
You never know.
If you never see me again.
It's been fun.
It's always fun, Carrie.
Yep.
I appreciate you, girlfriend. I guess I'll see you on the interwebs.
Okie dokie. We'll have to do this again.
All right. I'm down. And everyone else, we'll see you guys later, either later tonight or tomorrow or whenever. And have a good Metal Monday.
All right. Okay, everybody. Well, it's just us chickens. All right. Oh, Nights in White Satin. I love that song. It's just so ethereal. And it just would give me the chills when I heard it. Hoosier still has all of his Kiss albums. I have some that were special to me, but my son has most of them. Yeah, I just went ahead and, because he has a turntable and he can enjoy them and listen to them. And then what he doesn't have, he'll get when I kick the bucket. Becky. Hey, I know I'm running a little bit behind here on the comments. I get to run in my mouth, and, well, we all know how that goes. Yeah, Supertramp. I like Supertramp. We already covered that, but I do like Supertramp. And Karen says, my husband still has some of his vinyl. One is the album that was pulled from the one, Street Survivors. It had the fire in the background. My ex-husband's got a version of that Lynyrd Skynyrd album too. Little Wayne. There's Williams Pooch made me get out for our evening walk. Let's see here. The cast iron skillet is heating for burgers tonight, says Christopher, and 6 eggs are already in a stainless skillet, slow cooking, sunny side with some Kerrygold. Yummy. What is everyone else having or had? I'm going to have just beef patties with some bacon and my can of sardines. And I'm not sure if I'm going to have any eggs or not. I might have a couple of hard-boiled eggs, or I might cook eggs. Now that I've had a chance to kind of relax and stuff from the day job, now I might feel more like cooking something. And then Susan had 25 ground beef cooked in bacon fat with Italian herbs and Danish butter. That sounds good. That sounds yummy. Christy says, had leftover picana. I transposed that in my head. And some of those bacon ends and pieces I was telling you about. And I have not gone to the grocery store. So I am going to check with the butcher and see if I can get some bacon ends. Okay, cool, Sean. All right. We can arrange something. That'll be fantastic. That will be fantastic. And I will check my Instagram account as soon as the stream is over. Yeah, I'm getting hungry too. Yes, ribeyes. Okay. Well, you guys, I am about brain dead and I don't want to bore you all stiff. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a day for this particular stream. But I did want to just let you know, just as a reminder, I do have a Spreadshirt shop. And for example, I've got this Meat and Metal Monday shirt in that Spreadshirt shop, as well as my Metamorphosis shirt with the lightning flashing and all of that. And then I've just got another one that says Metamorphosis. If you're interested in getting a shirt, I'm actually I think I might be able to use Linktree to link in my description. But in the meantime, you'll have to copy and paste the URL into your browser because I'm not monetized and I haven't figured out about using Linktree yet, but I'm going to. I think it's a simple add-on, and I think I'll be able to get that done. So anyway, but I am so glad that everybody joined me. Y'all, I had a crazy, crazy day today. I found out that I'm going to have to do quality assurance on a whole application that I've already done quality assurance on. And I mean, it's for a good reason, and I know, but it's just like, really, I've already done this, but hey, life happens. So now that I got a chance to relax and kick back with you all and talk about music and carnivore and good food and the conspiracy theories, all of it, it's great. And I'm so glad that you all joined me. So take care. And yes, Sean, I'm going to check my Instagram account as soon as I sign off here. And I love you guys dearly. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much, y'all. Bye-bye.